How many of us have started on this path? Know thyself. With a show of hands, how many of us have started on the path of knowing ourselves? How many of us have started the journal? How many of us are introspecting every day? Come on. This is the sixth day that we are talking about. We need to get into this habit now. I'm requesting you, I'll not order you. All of us are not only adults, we are most of us at that stage in life where, forcing us to do anything does not work. So we need to start doing it. I'm requesting you to do it. It will help you not only do what we are here to do as real estate professionals, as realtors, it will help you in life. I got it very early on in my career. Very early on, I got all of this. I don't know how many of you got it early on, how many of you are hearing about this for the first time, how many of you have known about it, however, not had it presented to you in an organized way. This is an opportunity. Take it. Know thyself. Let's get back to it. We started with consistency or persistence, patience, optimism, passion, goal orientation, and focused. The tripod that will support us is adaptability, confidence, and initiative. Okay? All three of them work with each other. All three of them are required. Each one of this, each one of these personality traits, each one of these attitudes, each one of these core beliefs is there in everyone that is sitting over here. Okay? Some of us have practiced them, some of us have sharpened them, polished them, okay, given them the right shape, the right placement in our personalities. So we are already, that greatness shines out. And when I say greatness, it does not mean that you have a bucket load of money in your bank account. What it means is that you as a professional are someone to whom your clients, whether internal, external, look up to, whatever profession you are in. Right now, you are a realtor, so people from the whole industry, clients, brokers, developers, CEOs of companies, they talk to you. When they talk to you, it comes across as if they respect you for what you are. And you get that because you have all of these in your personality and you have shaped it to perfection as much as humanly possible. Okay? Now, then we talked about this balloon which will take you to the stratosphere, hot air balloon, curiosity, okay, intelligence, and problem solving. So, this is one of the best solutions for you to improve yourself. And not just in any, as I've said in the very beginning of this knowledge share, this is not about sales, this is not about IT, this is not about admin, this is about becoming great. You implement these thoughts into your life, make them a part of your personality. Whatever you do, you will be great at that. Remember this. Without any doubt, you will be great at it. I have been a banker. I have been a technology professional. I have been a corporate bond salesman. I have been the chief technology officer of a group of 11 companies. Okay. And I have been a realtor now for nearly 19 years. I have led domestic, as in on in-house teams, as well as a team of 150 brokers globally. Simultaneously, I have managed them. So I'm talking not of my ass, but from experience. You do these things, you will be great at whatever you want to do. Okay. Then we talked about ambition and I'm being ambitious. Let's be ambitious. I'll keep harping on this. Be ambitious. Forget the world that being ambitious is negative. No, it's not. Be honest. Being honest is in a circle, and rightly Prasad was raising a point which we will discuss today. Okay. Then we are slowly now moving towards your expertise, areas of expertise, attention to detail. We've discussed this, attention to detail, how we lost a deal very recently. It was a fresh example. When we talked about it, it was a fresh example right off the press, as they say. Okay. And product knowledge. And then we are now moving into interactions. We're talking about active listening. Okay. Let's now Oh, wow. नहीं नहीं Nice, very nice. This is how I want you every day. When you're going out in the market, every one of you is looking like shit right now. This is how we should dress. Sharp. You dress like this, you're dressing for success. You dress like this, you're dressing for greatness. These are all personality traits that you have inside. But you're starting out. You are not, and I'm being unapologetic about it, you're not at my level. Believe me, you are not at my level. You can achieve that. But to raise yourself to a certain height, you have to have, to step on the first rung of the ladder. And at the first rung of the ladder, open your arms, please. This is how you dress. You dress for success. Once you've achieved success, then dress howsoever you want to dress. I have a industry colleague who does most of their deals on their yacht, but they've got a fucking yacht to do the deal on. It's his own yacht. Phones on silent, please, including myself. I've just put it on. Okay, so they have that yacht to do the deal on. Dress for success. Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, doesn't matter. Real estate does not have off days. We don't have weekends. We have work and we have vacation. Simple. That is the split in your life. In this life, that is the split. Work, vacation. When you are partying, party hard. When you're working, work smart. All the best companies, the top names, name me a good real estate brokerage company in Dubai. Okay, Eric, real estate brokerage firm. Or Emar, I'll take Emar as well. La Capital. Fam. He's already said fam. Allsop and Allsop. Sotheby's. Yeah, Metro. Metropolitan. AX is already done. Think about more. Driven. Fredo. House and House. कोई एक अच्छा real estate brokerage. चलो, Soba, I'll take Soba as well. Okay? Realtors. Whether they are working with developers, whether they are working in real estate firms. They insist it is a compulsion that you dress in a suit. Especially for newbies. Until and unless you've reached a director sales level, and I meet these guys every day, they are dressed sharp. We've talked about this, the conscious and the unconscious and the subconscious effect of what. Nana, open your arms, please. Yes, yes. Thank you. Okay? We've talked about these things. All of this will affect you. There is a reason why for the last 3 days I'm dressing in smart casuals. And this is an exercise I want you to do while I'm writing what I'm going to write on the board right now. Think about the first 3 days, all of those who attended this knowledge share from day one. Think about the first 3 days, my dress or the way I was dressed had an impact on your training. And think about the last 3 days, my dress had an impact on your training. I'm going to write few words on this. I want you to think about it. Think. There is a reason why I dressed the way I dressed, but I want you to think right now. Consciously think the way I was dressed for the first 3 days and the way I have been dressed for the last 3 days. Take out your notepads, write it down. Everyone, please. If you don't have notepads, take a piece of paper from your neighbor, your friend, your colleague, write it down. Thought about it? Now, I want you to keep it with yourself and see what I was talking about. Think about why I did it and how will one or the other help you grow. I know why I did it. I'll share it on Monday once I have had your thoughts. I want you to go deep into this experiment that I did. Oh, sorry, I didn't get what you said. So okay. You said just write it down first 3 days. First 3 days, the way I was dressed. I was dressed. Okay. And the impact that it had on you when you were watching me. Okay. I want you to think about it. And then I want you to think about the next 3 days, the way I was dressed, only dressed. Forget about the content, forget about everything else. I want you to isolate only this aspect of the knowledge share. How did it impact you? What was your thought process? When you looked at me for the first 3 days, okay, the way I was dressed, and then last 3 days, as in including today. All right? I want you to really analyze it. It's an experiment that I did. Now it is an exercise that I'm giving it to you. Okay? I really want you to focus your whole energy into the emotional response that your mind was giving to you when you were looking at me while I was doing the knowledge share for the first 3 days and then for the last 3 days. I'll give you a hint. The first 3 days, the reaction was this. Okay? For the first 3 days, the reaction was this. The next 3 days, including today, the reaction was not wow. Consciously, I want you to analyze it. I've been doing this shit for a very long time, guys. Okay, I can play mind games with just my shoes. I can play mind games with just my watch. For the last 3 days, for those of you who have been here early, you must have noticed that I'm coming to the office and putting on my hair gel. Have you guys noticed that? I've been doing that for a reason. Because I've got hair gel in my house, I've got hair cream, I've got hair gel, I've got everything at my house. I'll play mind games with the best of the best. But I did that for you guys. All of you sitting here. And we'll talk about why I did it. Okay. Let's talk about 4 more concepts today and then what's the time, right? Okay. Thankfully, I don't have Apple Care. Okay, yes, we have the time. So, then we'll bring it all together. The first and foremost is empathy. What is empathy? Sonal, what is empathy? Excuse me. Speak up. If you do not know, I want you to speak as loud as possible so that everyone else hears that you do not know. You don't know. Riz, what's empathy? Mm-hmm. Okay, keep speaking, keep talking. Okay, Riz is half right and half near to the point. You don't have the same thing. I want you to speak what you know. Okay. Fernando, what's empathy? Shaz, what's empathy? Exactly. The word I was looking is perspective, right? Sympathy is becoming or trying to become or trying to completely absorb the emotional state of someone else. That is sympathy. That is sympathy, symbiotic. Okay, you are completely stuck to them. Empathy is understanding the perspective of the person sitting across to you and then acting accordingly. Okay, so nearly everyone in this world can be sympathetic, but very few people in the world can be empathetic. And why is it more important to be empathetic than to be sympathetic? Is except for close relations, if you have a very close bond, sympathy backfires, especially in a professional situation. It will backfire. Okay? A client is going through a rough emotional state. Again, this is fresh off the oven, hot out of the oven. We are working on a deal together, and that client is in a emotionally distressed state right now. Now, if I become sympathetic, it is going to backfire. You know what happens when a friend is down? You console them, you sit down with them, because there is an emotional bond between you and your friend. It won't bounce back. If I do that with a client, the client's thought process is, what shit is he talking about? He does not know what I'm going through. But on the opposite side, being empathetic, what am I doing? I'm letting the client have their time. That is being empathetic. So, on one end, I could have gone up and said, you know what, I'm really very sorry you are going through this. You will come out of it. Don't worry about it. You do not do this to a client, you do this to a friend. You might develop a relationship with your client over a period of time wherein you become friends. But right now, I understand. Take your time. That's it. That's the difference between sympathy and empathy. What does this keep? Sympathy is like this, like this. Empathy is like this. Right? So develop your empathy. And how do you develop your empathy? One thing. No. Okay. More. More. Come on. Come on, more. Naina, more. Come on. More, more. Open your arms and tell me more about it. Okay, that's one part of it. Come on. Core, guys. What are we here for? Yes. If you know yourself very well, then and only then will you become a very empathetic person. Because you will know the emotional reaction and you will know the rational reaction to whatever is happening to you. That ways you will be able to relate with what the other person is going through without any doubt. Remember this, empathy is not a rocket science. Empathy is knowing yourself very well, and then when the other person speaks, you can correlate with whatever that person is going through, and then you would be able to think. And this is training, this won't happen overnight. You have to train yourself for it. Whatever that person is going through, you will be correlate it with what you have gone through. Or even if you have not gone through something like this, 99 out of 10, 99 out of 100, you will be able to judge what the right reaction to that situation should be. Staying silent is one of the best reactions that you can give if you are not able to understand the situation. Be silent, do not speak. Just be silent. Don't react. That will be more than enough. Even if you are just giving them an ear to listen, that itself is a part of empathy. Okay? As I've been discussing this, read about it. You have your mobile phones, instead of spending hours watching other person make shitty reels, okay? Go online, pick up these words, search for books, articles, white papers on how to improve these skills. Don't waste your time. You don't have time to waste for that matter. Maybe you want to become a TikTok star, so yes, go ahead and watch them. However, all the successful TikTok stars are using all of this in their videos. Okay? Good. Now you are empathetic. Okay? You are persistent. You have the product knowledge. Okay? You are curious. You have developed your intelligence. However, you are not able to put across your experience, your knowledge to the other person. What happens? A diamond 50 kilometers below the ground might be 10,000 carats, but it is just another rock buried in the ground. A Cullinan, 500 carats, cut, polished, sharpened, you know, is worth millions of dollars. Communication. You have everything inside of you, but you are not able to communicate properly, verbally and non-verbally. And I don't give a rat's ass about how your English is, how your Hindi is, how your Tamil is, how your Malayalam is, how your Russian is, how your Spanish is. Communication has nothing to do with language skills. Okay, there are brokers, there are salespeople, there are great leaders who speak in their own language in foreign countries, okay, and they are still great leaders. Okay, there are tools available through which, whatever you want to communicate can be passed on through the language barrier. Remember this. There are tools available, whether these are human translators, these are your friends who know the language. There are tools available which can help you cross the language barrier. But if you do not have the communication skills, being fluent in any language will not help you. So what am I talking about then? If I'm not talking about language, what am I talking about? I'm talking about communication. I'm talking about eye contact. I'm talking about being present right then and there when you are presenting your thought, your product, being there. If you're on call, be there on the call. If you're in a meeting, be there in the meeting. If you're writing an email, be focused on that email. Be sure before you send out that email that it has all the pertinent information required or requested. If you're sending it out for the first time, be sure it is concise. It has all the required information without being too long, because this is the first email that person is going to see from you. Or if you've had a communication on the call and you are passing on, or you are, just reconstructing the whole call and going back to the client for another touch point. Communicate properly. WhatsApp chats, be very, very clear on what you are saying. Use WhatsApp Business for your business communications. There are tools available in WhatsApp Business which are not available in WhatsApp, the normal WhatsApp chat. Okay, you can create your catalog. So while you're sending out a message to the client with whom you've talked, from your catalog, put in the link. Okay, reinforce everything. All right, so that's what communication is. Putting all of your knowledge, experience, skills together and sending that package across the gulf, because your mind works in one way, the person sitting across to you or across the phone or across the email, their mind works in a different way. So being empathetic will help you understand what their mindset could be, but your communication skills are what will help you get across what you are thinking, what you are offering, and help it resonate with the other person. Am I clear? Yes. What communication is? Yes. Am I clear? Yes. Thank you. Empathy and communication covered. Now we are going to get very heavy. This word written over there, what's the word written over there? Yes. That is the bouncer, that is the googly. Okay, that's the ball coming from the left field. Yeah, sure. Emotional intelligence. So we talked about intelligence earlier. What in You know, God's name is emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? I don't know about it. Guys, come on. We've got some really nice people over here. We've got people with experience up to the wazoo. What's emotional intelligence? Prasad. That's it. Stop. Fernando. Okay. Good, good. In-house expert. Mhm. Good. This all that you've said, that was precise, that was concise, that was experience. That's what emotional intelligence is. Using your empathy, you understand your emotions already, you understand the other person's emotions, and you use it in a constructive way, always in a constructive way. Emotional intelligence is always about constructive utilization of that knowledge. You are not manipulative. You cannot have good emotional intelligence and be manipulative. Okay? So, Faz is a newbie. Now, if I did not have well developed emotional intelligence, I would not be aware of the challenges that he's facing right in this meeting, in this training, in this knowledge share. I would come here, I have a job to do, I would do it and I'm done. I've got 1 hour to spend with you guys. I don't give a shit about whether someone learns or not. My job is to just come here, vomit whatever I have been told to vomit, and I'll walk off, have my tea, smoke a cigarette, and done. Okay? Roshan is going through a tough situation in a deal. I have 15, 16, 20 years of experience. You know what, Roshan, do this, man. That could be one reaction. Other reaction is sit down with him, understand the whole deal, and then guide him that, you know what, if we do this, I think we can save the situation. Okay, Ravi might be brokering a deal where I see that he's spending a lot of time. However, I don't see it going anywhere. So I'll sit down with him. I can, or again, you know, two sides to every coin. I can just walk up to Ravi and say, you know what, Ravi, just stop it. Or I can walk up to Ravi, discuss the whole situation, and then very gently tell him, I believe, Ravi, you should let go of this deal and spend your energy on these 2 or 3 more deals that I know are more promising. Saying no is one of the biggest tools, one of the biggest weapons that you have with you. Not saying yes. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry can say a yes. Not everyone can say no. Okay? That's what emotional intelligence is. Your experience, your mental capacity, utilizing it, and empathy is a part of emotional intelligence. Remember this. Empathy is a part of emotional intelligence. The more empathetic you are, the more developed your empathy is, the better your emotional intelligence becomes. And emotional intelligence has nothing to do with your knowledge. You might not know anything about anything, and and even then, you will have great emotional intelligence. And you would have noticed this in your life. Think back. That's the reason why I say introspect. Think to people whom you feel very comfortable with, and not your friends, your family. Okay? It feels like you can even just go up to them and talk to them without you feeling after that discussion, that you've been let down or you've been demeaned. Why is that? Because these people have great emotional intelligence. Without being toxic, without being negative, without being derogatory, they help you, they guide you, they walk with you to find a solution. That's what emotional intelligence is. All right? So I'll again come back to the core. Know yourself. Know thyself. Okay? Now, these three words, these three alphabets, C, R, M, client, customer, whatever you want to name it. As I have discussed, everyone is a client. Your sons, your daughters, your family, your friends. They might not be clients in your professional life, but they are clients. Treat everyone as a client, and you will have a fabulous life. Think about this. Whatever you are doing, let's talk about real estate. How would you treat a confirmed 100 million client? How would you treat them? You know they've got 100 million, you know they want to buy, and you know that you've got the product to give it to them. How would you treat them? How would you treat them? Guys, this is not how you treat them. This is not like, you won't treat them like dead fish. You would treat them with all the energy, all the faculties that you have in you, you will treat them like that. You would take them out for coffees. If they are into golf, you would, set up a game for them. If they are into fishing, you set up a high seas fishing expedition for them. Whatever they are into, you would get into them with them. Okay? That is how you treat everyone. Treat everyone as if they are 100 million client for you. Experiment with this. Be it your colleagues, be it your son, daughter, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Treat everyone as 100 million client. Try this out. Every time you would meet this 100 million client, you would meet them with so much energy that it is crazy. You remember that discussion? Spend that energy that is there in you. The body will generate more energy. Remember this. Treat everyone as 100 million client. It doesn't matter what their capability is. Your treatment should be as if you are meeting or talking or discussing to 100 million client. Every time on the call, in person meetings, in the email, give that importance to them and see the difference, see the change. It's a 500-year old law of physics by one of the greatest minds of this millennia, of the last millennia. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. You treat someone like a 100 million client, they will treat you back as a 100 million client. You treat someone as, you know what, this guy is just going to spend $700,000, $500,000 dirhams. I've got another client who wants to spend 5 million. That is the reaction you will get. Absolutely true. What you talk. Thank you for the validation. Guys, try it out. Each one of you, whatever interaction within yourselves, treat each one as if they are a 100 million client, and you will without any shred of doubt succeed and be great. Right. Bang on time. Now you have all of this, all that we have discussed, but you are still not great. You know why? Come on. What ties all of this together? The core is know thyself. The core is know thyself. The core is know thyself. However, you are still not great, or your greatness inside is not shining out. Why? Okay, I'll take that, but I won't accept it. I'll take it, but I'll not accept it. There is one thing. Keep talking. Keep talking. Keep talking. I want everyone to come up with why that greatness is not shining out. Nana, Shaz, Eric, Ravi. Keep talking. This is all a part of personality. Keep talking. There's one key that is missing. You are quite near, but you are still very far. And I'm not being oxymoronic. You are quite near. But then I don't want you to be quite near. I want all of us to be bang on target. A miss, whether it's by a millimeter or a mile, is a miss. Okay? Consistently practicing. We are now going farther afield. No, keep talking. Do not stop. Keep talking. There are no wrong answers, but I'm looking for the right answer. Okay. Tying all of this together is organized. All the greats in this world are chaotic like shit. But despite that chaos that you see, that is organized chaos. They and you, if you want your greatness to shine out, you have to be organized. Everything that you do should be purposeful, okay? And that purpose will come by being organized. I'm not being narcissistic, but this dress, I planned it out the day I thought, as in Satish and Deepak, we thought about doing this training session. I planned out this dress. Today is what, 9th? I planned it out on 20th of August. This whole week's dress, the way I'll dress for the whole week, I planned it out on 20th of August. The very day we decided that we will do training, we'll do knowledge share, I planned it out that very day. I did not take a picture of my wardrobe. I made a mistake over there. However, last Sunday, if I would have taken a snapshot, I would have shown you the shirt, the suit, the tie, the shoe, the socks. Each one of them hung together. So if I would have panned down from the shirt, the shoe and the tie hanging there, go down, the socks was kept on top, folded on top of the shoe. On the Sunday night, I was set up for the whole week. Organized. You're talking to a client, be organized. Use all your personality traits that we've been discussing about. You have a number of tools available, use them. Use Google Calendar, use Calendly to schedule your calls, schedule your meetings. Okay, whenever a client says, can you meet at this time? Do not respond immediately, yes. Even if you know that you are available, always say, give me a second, let me look at my calendar. You're doing two things. One, you're taking a step back, actually looking at your calendar. Two, you are portraying, you are giving an impression, you are creating an impression, not giving an impression, you are creating an impression in your client's mind that I am a busy person, you are important for me. However, there are other as important people in my life, in my professional experience, whom I might have made commitments to. So if you are organized, you will meet your commitments as well. Remember this, be organized. Some of you have, there is a reason why I'm sitting out there in the open, not inside one of the cabins. One of the reasons is that there are no cabins available. Okay. The second most important reason, or actually the most important reason, is that I want myself to be approachable without walls. However, there have been times when you have walked up to my corner and I have requested you to wait. Okay, I am sending an email, I am sending a WhatsApp note, I am on a call, whatever. I have requested you to wait. Why? Because that was the time of doing that thing that I am doing. I have actually, in some instances, I have told you, I'll get back to you, let's do this at another time. Why? Because you were not there in my schedule, and my schedule did not have the flexibility to absorb you at that time. If there is flexibility in my schedule, I spend time with you. I know it for a fact that if I disturb my organized day or time, I'll do a half-ass job with you and I will do a half-ass job with the other person. Be very clear about your priorities, very clear. If you do not have the time to do it, say no. I want you guys to say no. Learn to say no. I don't want you to be rude. I don't want you to be arrogant. But I want you to say no. Say no to a meeting. Say no to a coffee invite. Say no to a game. Say no to a drinking binge. Say no to a nights out. Say no. Say it gently, say it professionally, say it in a very delicate and gentle way. But say no. Say no to deals with 10 brokers involved. One of the key things is control. If you do not control at least one end of the deal, it's like a car, man. You actually have to have at least one steering wheel in your hand. If you are not in control of the steering wheel, then you are a passenger. And if you are a passenger, you don't know shit where you are going. Whether you will reach Burj Khalifa or whether you reach Rashid Hospital, it's completely in the hands of the driver. And when you are in deals with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, God knows how many, any deal with more than 2 brokers, 2004 to 2023, 19 years, I have concluded one deal. I have concluded one deal in 19 years with more than 2 brokers involved, wherein either and one of the brokers was I. Think about it. The same amount of energy you can spend in contacting owners, the same amount of energy you can spend in contacting your, referrals, same amount of energy you can spend in contacting your friends. The deal will look very lucrative. Let it go. You will spend hundreds of hours, thousands of hours running after these deals, and at the end of the day, you will have jack shit in your hand. Organized. Get up every day at a time, fixed time. Have a morning routine. I pray, you do yoga, you do meditation, you go for a walk, you go for a swim, whatever. Have a morning routine. The first 2 to 3 hours every day, you should not be near your phones or your electronic devices. Do not switch on the television. I don't know how many of you have noticed. Generally, my morning messages are after 7:30 or 8 o'clock. The only thing I do is when I get up, I look at the time. Now, did I get up at the time that I wanted to get up at? Normally, I'm a minute early. Every day without fail, I'm a minute early. So, I have to have my six hours of sleep. Doesn't matter. I'll sleep at 2 o'clock, I'll wake up at 8 o'clock. Have your sleep. Get up at a fixed time. Try to get up at a fixed time every day. Have a morning routine. Organize yourself before you go to sleep. Plan your day before you go to sleep. What will happen is your mind will work overnight to resolve the challenges that are there in your next day. Write it down. I have been asking you to write down your next day, what you want to do. Because there are a number of things that when you are thinking about it, it just remains there. When you write it down, you externalize yourself. You know, a lot of market management guru jargon is think out of the box. What does thinking out of the box do? How do you think out of the box? The simplest way to think out of the box, and this has worked for me like brilliantly, is take it out of the box. Take it out of the box. Whatever your challenges are, whatever your problems are, write it down. Leave it there. Now it is out of the box. So it's in a different box. So when you think, now you are thinking out of the box. That is the simplest way to do it. Organized. Use your tools. You have email. You can schedule emails. You have Calendarly. You have Google Calendars. Use them. You have online Excel files available. You have Google Sheets available. Use them. You have all the data available on the market online now. Use it. Get organized. Do not fix your times, fix your hours. There's a very subtle difference over there, people. When I say fix your hours, what I mean to say is that, Assalamu alaikum, come on, join, Neha. Okay? What do I mean fix your hours? What I mean is I will spend 1 hour every day doing meditation and relaxing. What time doesn't matter. I will spend 30 minutes every day reading. What time doesn't matter. 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 3 times. Your 30 minutes are done. Okay? I will spend 1 hour every day learning a new language. Doesn't matter what time you're doing it. Do not fix the time, fix the hours. It will do a second thing for you. It will give you flexibility. It will let you flow. What's the difference between a rock and a water? Rock will cut the water every time. The rock might stop the water for a short time, but because water is flexible enough, it will find ways around the rock and then over a period of time veer mountains down to flat plain lands. You've seen at least if you've not seen the Grand Canyon, at least you've seen the pictures of it, you've seen the videos of it, right? Over millennia, the Colorado River has completely eaten out mountains down to their roots. That water is still flowing. The mountain has been cut through. So even if you have a problem like a mountain, if you are flexible like water, you can cut through it. So that is why I'm asking you not to fix the time, fix the hour. Instead of saying that from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I will read for 1 hour in a day. You're waiting for a meeting, instead of looking at reels, always have a book on your mobile phone. Open it up, start reading. Done. 10 minutes out of that 1 hour is cut out. Shaz and Nana are traveling somewhere. Okay, Shaz is driving. Nana takes out his book. Next 20 minutes he spends reading it. Another 20 minutes done. Ten minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes. Grab it out. It's your 24 hours. The more efficiently you use it, the better your day will be, the better your week will be, the better your month will be, better your year will be, and better your life will be. Organized. But for that, all of that has to be tied under the umbrella of organization. You have to organize yourself. We can share with you tools, we can share with you ideas, we can share with you concepts. You are the one who is to organize yourself. Everyone has got too much shit going on in their lives. Every one of them. From Zen to Geet to Naina to Eric to Noor to Rizwan, every one of us have our own challenges on a day-to-day basis. You don't know what shit I am going through. I don't know what shit you are going through. So your way of organizing yourself will be your way of organizing yourself. There are some ideal ways to do it, but that is again just a framework. Your greatness, when it will shine out, will have a different hue than to the greatness that Eric will have. Each one of you is a star, but every star is different. Every star has a different mass, it has a different spectrography, it has a different way it is burning its fuel, but each one of them is a star. Each one of you sitting over here is a star. But you have to become that star. You have to let that inner core, get radioactive. Right now, frankly speaking, you're just coal. Coal. Okay? You just need to let it burn. Let that burn just explode out of yourself. Let it explode out of yourself. Each one of you, and I'm not giving this marketing jingo bullshit that each one of you is a star. I know that for a fact because I am a star. Okay? I can see it in you. All you have to do is get this shit right. Thank you.